everybody, my name is Chris, and welcome back to more Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, last episode we entered the mountain. The mountain that we saw at the beginning of the game, where it was said to be Aloy's mother, our mother. We were born from the mountain. A whole thing. So we got the registry, the alpha registry, and we fixed it, and we went in. And basically, we learned that it was a cradle, actually. It wasn't just like another facility. It was a cradle facility where they were like creating the new humans. They were like stuck in there for their whole life, you know, in these cradle facilities. Now, everybody is talking because when we showed up here, we walked in. They were all blown away. So they're calling us anointed, because we were not only spoken to by the mountain, but we were allowed to enter the mountain and then came back out. So it's like a whole big deal. It's a whole big deal. Everyone's kind of blown away. We're pretty impressive. Now, one of the biggest things is that we found out that Aloy is, I mean, more or less, she is a clone of Elizabeth, which is why she's so genetically similar when they were scanning, and why she looks like her, which is kind of nuts. And really, that was Gaia's decision, was to create basically what became Aloy. Because there was an error that happened, like a lightning bolt or something struck Gaia and basically disassembled the whole process, being each like Hades and Hephaestus and all those, like, they would act independently, i.e. why Hades is an asshole and he's out there doing his own thing because he's not tied to Gaia anymore because of this unknown event. So we save the Nora. We learn a bunch of things are going down. We have to actually go over to Gaia Prime now, over in the mountains, called the Bitter Climb. Basically find out a way to stop him, I guess. Hades is causing problems. Now, before we move on, we got a lot of people we wanted to talk to. Like, mostly because these are all people we actually helped out, which I thought was awesome. Like, we saw them in the cutscene, like, everybody, all the Nora that we helped. So, it's just cool.
Now I see. It is no wonder that you saved Nakoa. You, Aloy, are favored by the goddess.
Do you say anything?
Meridian is the city where Nakoa lives now, isn't it? I hope she will be safe.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Because we actually told everybody here, if they want to help, whatever, go to Meridian and wait for us. So we're putting a team together. One last ride.
I will pray for you, Aloy, and my sister.
Aloy, how did you do that?
Shush, Arana. She's the anointed.
Hey, we're all friends here. It's like I think you guys were like one of the first people we helped out.
Aloy, we'll go to Meridian, Aloy. I'll bring Mother's spear.
Arana.
Your father is right. You belong here. You both do.
Goddess protect her.
Man, that feels like it's really just putting it into perspective. Like, damn, we've been at this. It feels not that long ago, but also very long ago that we started this game.
Thank you, Aloy, for everything you've done. I will make sure Arana is kept safe.
Dad, I'm not a kid anymore.
That's fun. I talk to you? No.
I saw you go inside and saw you emerge.
Forgot.
But it's still hard to believe.
You
are an outcast once. And now I'm not sure what you are. May the goddess protect you on your journeys, Aloy. I will see to Grom.
Hey, Brahm. Can I talk to you? Him and the spirits are still at him.
How did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
I will lead a war party to Meridian. You have my word. We will fight at your side, come what may.
I don't even know what we're gonna fight. Like, obviously, we'll probably go after the Eclipse. However,
that was
like,
I've never
it's just
seen
crazy to
anything
even
like
think.
I pity any machine that
Of course. I'd never been inside the sacred mountain. Until now. Does that sort of thing happen here a lot? I feel a bit dizzy.
No, nobody's allowed in the mountain, so this was kind of like Tirsa being the good leader, you know, letting everybody actually come in here. They would all die.
The goddess favors you. I think my place is here, closer to home, seeing to the wounded. But I wish you well.
The anointed in action?
We just recently helped her too. It's just so cool. Oh, hey.
In all my years, I have never seen anything like that.
She's earned my faith.
The goddess
10
has
times
chosen
over.
you, Aloy. You must do her will. All our hopes lie with you.
Seems so. And then I want to talk to this guy.
Aloy. I don't know what to say.
I mean,
say that you'll see me at Meridian.
Of course. That much is simple. But the rest...
Complicated. I know. But maybe if I took you into the heart of the mountain...
No. At least, not yet. I don't know. Please don't think less of me, Aloy. But the goddess chose you to see that. Not me.
Right.
like, it's so... It's a hard spot, because... Literally, if they were to be explained, everything that Aloy has discovered and everything we've learned about the old world and what happened and why this new world exists, it would literally shatter their entire belief system about the goddess and the sun and everything. It would all be broken. And it would probably break down, like, society itself. Like, everything that they built up. The tribes, like, I don't know, knowing the truth would be probably more damaging than just letting it go.
So the survivors took shelter in the mountain? By law, only matriarchs are allowed inside.
It was Tirsa who broke the taboo. Ordered the tribe into the mountain for safety. Lansra, well, she didn't agree. But I don't think anyone heard
we
her
already
over all
asked
the screams
these.
and shouting.
Tirsa's decision saved lives. Good for her.
Yeah.
Common sense isn't always so common around here.
Cool. So, yeah, see you in Meridian.
I'll be on my way then.
I always knew you weren't like other Nora.
Neither are you, Varl. Maybe, if we survive all this, I can show you what I've learned. What I'm learning.
Perhaps. If the goddess so wills it.
See you in Meridian.
I like that we've made, like, really, like, solid friends. You know? Like Varl and Erend. And, oh, it's been so long since we saw Erend.
Anointed.
Lansra.
Forgive, Anointed. I misread the signs. Forgive.
I told you, Lansra, I'm not your anointed.
They slaughtered our tribespeople and thought us broken.
You've been doing this for our entire existence.
I'm sorry I didn't see you correctly.
You still don't. I don't think you can, Lansra.
Forgive me.
Off your knees, Lansra. Start living on your feet with your eyes open.
Have faith in the goddess. The anointed will wash all signs of corruption away.
Oh, hopefully.
My life has been long, but I've never seen anything like that. Tirsa was right. A blessing, not a curse. We were so unsure.
You have no idea.
I know your quest is dangerous, Aloy. But All-Mother will protect you.
I don't think it works that way, Jezza.
Those faithless murderers.
I know, now that you know that, like, All-Mother isn't really a thing, and it's just a door. And it's like, Aloy kind of called that at the beginning, but it's like, once you see that, and they're all like, All-Mother will protect you, it's like, that's not really a thing. But, I mean, they believe in something, and I guess that's better than being afraid of everything.
Aloy, how kind of you to spend a moment with me before you depart. There can be no doubt now. You are a blessing made flesh, the will of the goddess incarnate.
It's really not that simple, Tirsa. But I guess it's close enough.
I know the path ahead will be dangerous. To kill a metal devil sounds impossible, but I believe in you.
Thank you.
Yeah, like we've come across two destroyed metal devils. One above the Grave Horde, and then obviously the one above the Norlands. And now we know there was another one, you know, where Hades is. How he got over there, we don't really know. Still, you know, we still have mysteries. But yeah, this is gonna
The Nora have suffered terrible losses, Tirsa. What's to become of them now?
That will be for the goddess to decide. Only she knows the future. For the moment, my sister matriarchs and I will see to the wounded. And as I promised, anyone who wishes to join you at Meridian, we will declare seekers.
Oh, wow.
I think for the time being, we should remain here in the mountain, close to the goddess.
That might be best. If nothing else, it's a defensible position.
True. Rost.
Tirsa, I want to know Rost's story. Why he was made an outcast. He never told me. Said he took an oath of silence. What did he do?
Oh. Yes, that.
Yes?
What crime did he commit?
I will tell you if you wish. But it is a long story. Are you sure you want to hear it now?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, we're getting off to a lot of talking and stuff in this one, but... Oh, we gotta know. It's been one of the biggest mysteries aside from the world itself.
Of course I want to hear it. Tell me.
Buckle up.
Rost never committed any crime. He was an outcast by choice.
What? What do you mean?
Many years ago, before the derangement, before the Red Raids, a band of murderous outlanders, 12 in number, struck without warning. At Mother's vigil, they took hostages, and then pressed on, headed for Devil's Thirst.
Oh. What the heck?
Mother's vigil? Where's that?
You would know it as the Forsaken Village, near the Karja border. But at the time, many families lived there. Ross was one of them. His mate was killed fighting the Outlanders, and his daughter was among those taken hostage.
Oh, shit.
What was her name?
Alana. She was just 6 years old.
Oh, God. Oh, that's awful. His mate and his daughter? Holy shit.
Nora Braves couldn't stop 12 Outlanders? Or rescue the hostages?
It was quite impossible. We outnumbered them, but every time a Brave came within bowshot, the Outlanders killed a hostage.
The heck?
What did they come here to do?
That was never discovered. We couldn't track closely enough to observe them. We know they camped beyond Devil's Thirst for 2 days. There were reports of strange noises. And then, As suddenly as they came, the Outlanders made their way back to the border and disappeared.
What the fuck?
What happened to Rost's daughter? She was killed.
Rost was one of the braves who tracked the Outlanders, keeping his distance. There were 6 hostages still alive when they reached the border, Alana among them. Rather than release them, the Outlanders slit their throats and left the corpses just across the border, mocking us.
Why?
Cruelty. They knew the faithful Nora would not leave the sacred land to collect the bodies, let alone pursue them. They thought themselves safe from our vengeance.
That's so fucked up. What a bunch of assholes.
Are you saying that Rost went after them? That he became an exile?
No. Rost was beside himself with grief, but even so, he would never have broken taboo.
Then what did he do?
He called upon the most terrible and secret rite of the Nora tribe. He begged to be made a Death Seeker.
A who? What?
A Death Seeker? What is that?
One who dies to go seeking, and in seeking, brings death to others. The ritual drags the spirit from one's body, releasing it to All Mother's care. The heart beats, the mind thinks, but the spirit has moved on.
I don't understand.
Rost went after the Outlanders, but his spirit never left. It remained here with All Mother. He gathered the bodies of the slain and returned them. And then he set out in pursuit, not as an exile, but a weapon of vengeance. A barbed arrow shot from a bow, never to return.
Shit. Dude was on a mission.
But Rost did return.
Yes. A full year later, and terribly wounded. He collapsed at the border of the sacred land. A hunting party came upon him. He was delirious, in agony. By law, he should have died where he lay. But one of the hunters broke taboo, and reaching across the border, she dragged him to our side.
Who was she?
A brave who'd lost a mate and 2 sons to the very Outlanders that Rost pursued.
Shit.
So Rost never finished his mission?
To the contrary, he killed all 12. Tracked them to disparate places the world over, he said.
Wow.
Meridian, Ban-Ur, the Claim, Utaru Land, further even, into the Forbidden West.
Oh, shit.
The last he killed nearly got the best of him. Wounded, he stumbled and crawled back to us, hoping to die as close to the sacred land as he could. He never expected nor asked to be dragged across the border and nursed back to health. That was done to him, leaving us, the matriarchs, in a difficult position.
Fuck. Oh, that sucks. But, dude, Rost went everywhere. He was determined, and he actually succeeded in hunting everybody down. Holy crap. Even in the Forbidden West. Like, that's so cool. Damn, Rost was a badass. But yeah, why was he made an outcast?
Why couldn't you just welcome him back?
Rost had been made a Death Seeker, Aloy. He no longer had any place among the tribe. By law, he should have been driven back out. But we couldn't bring ourselves to do that, so we offered a compromise.
You made him an outcast?
Yes. We offered to do so on the condition he never speak to anyone of this exception.
After all he did, all he suffered, to be declared an outcast was his reward.
Rost was overjoyed. He never expected to live another day in the sacred land, let alone the embrace, so close to the goddess. He resolved to spend the rest of his days in solitude, and was happy to do so.
Damn.
But then you found me, and gave me to him.
Yes. Another compromise. The matriarchs feared you, and would not let you be raised by the tribe. And so we turned to Rost. I knew that he would take care of you, bring you up, teach you to worship All-Mother and respect the ways of the tribe.
He certainly tried anyway.
Yeah.
You took a man who'd lost his daughter and made him raise an infant girl? Doesn't that strike you as callous?
I'm inclined to think the course of events has shown the wisdom of our choice. And I'm quite certain that from the moment he laid eyes on you, he saw you as a gift and never a burden.
All right, Tirsa, that's quite a story.
Oh, god damn.
It's time for me to move on. I thank you for doing what you could to help me through the years, and for telling me Rost's story.
I wish I could have done more, but I am just one woman.
As am I. No need to sell ourselves short.
Oh. Thank you, Aloy. I will pray for you.
Okay. I guess it can't hurt.
Goddess protect her, so she can cleanse the corruption
that was
still
nice.
infects the land.
That was wholesome. Oh, man. Seriously. Fuck, now... We know Ross' story now. And that explains, even though why he was an outcast, he still loved the tribe and respected the ways and was really all about that, because he still was, you know? And he went out of his way to hunt down those 12. It's just, that's crazy. Ah, fuck. Rost. Legend. And then you.
The tribe I served is gone. Soon I will be too.
The Nora have lost too many, Resh. But in your case, I guess they can lose one more.
Yeah?
Curse the goddess, and curse you. I no longer belong here.
I think you're onto something, Resh. Time to strike out on your own.
Yeah, maybe. He's just so angry all the time at our existence.
Aloy, did you go inside the mountain?
You saw what happened.
Actually, can't see so well down here on the ground. I always knew you were special. But this...
Don't start calling me the Anointed or anything like that, Teb, okay?
I heard what you said, Aloy. But I still get to make my own opinions. Ow.
You can leave the fighting to others now, Teb. You've already done more than any Stitcher should have been asked to do.
All due respect, Aloy. But if the war's not over, I'm not done. I heard what you said about Meridian. I'll see you there.
Damn, hell yeah. Gonna get everybody.
All-Mother has sent her to us.
Oh, man. Oh, okay. Holy shit, what a powerful...
The Anointed will see to that.
What a powerful quest in general. Like...
No one had ever entered the mountain before.
Entering the mountain and learning all of that, and then basically being looked at as, like, well, the Anointed by everybody. Even the ones that, you know, shunned us and hated us just for being an outcast.
First comes cold, then the snowfall.
And now it's kind of been flipped. Just kind of crazy. And even though Resh still kind of a dick, he did bow down to us in that cutscene. He kneeled. So, you know, he can't.
Never know when
he'll
I
never
might
let
need
that
these.
go. Oh, god damn. And everybody just so willingly being like, we'll meet you in Meridian. We'll fight alongside you. It's like, hell yeah, let's go. Okay. Now we have to go to the Bitter Climb, which is quite a ways away. Yeah, I don't even know how they're gonna recover from this. This place was decimated. It's so bad that the arm's the Metal Devil. Okay. So let's get closer to the Bitter Climb. Interesting. There is a thing here. Now this looks like... Is it like a transport? Or is it like a house? It's like... I don't even know. I don't know, maybe we'll learn, but yeah, it has a little log right here. Phantom limbs. Dictation on. My legs hurt. I keep reaching down to rub them, but of course they're not there. I tell you, it's one thing to hear about ghost limbs, another to be haunted by them. The moment my hand passes into empty space, I'm back to Bridgewater, and that nano haze is stripping my legs layer by layer as the squad's medbot drags me out of the line of fire. I started screaming like I was screaming there. In two places at once, two halves, but one of them gone forever, dissolved. And through the wall of the infirmary I can hear them cheering the MRB for saving our asses, covering our evac back there, crediting them with NYC still standing after a week. Do they even hear when I start screaming? Sergeant says I'll have prosthetics fitted tomorrow, good as new. Both know he's lying. I'll never be good again. Ouch. Okay, that's really sad. Fuck. There it is, that's where we're going. Damn. So yeah, like, they pulled him out, and the medbot's like stripping his legs off layer by layer. And he's screaming, so it's probably, he's feeling it. Which is awful. Holy hell. As advanced as it is, you know, still not the perfect scenario.
No room.
I think that was a trap, so I don't think we really need it. Yeah. Good on traps. Okay. I think... Yep. There we go. Oh, boy. Bitter climb. Assume it's just climbing into the snow-ridden mountains.
The way to the mountain will be hard. Ferocious machines prowl every step of the climb.
More corrupted?
Not corrupted, but they will not tolerate humans.
So what else is new?
Oh, this is weird. Oh, is this part of... Oh. So, like, that thing down there was, like, torn off up here. Torn off from up here. What is it? What is this? It's, like, in the mountain. I don't know. Maybe, like, we get more distance, we'll be able to see. But... Ooh, slow motion. It's not a metal devil, right? Just... parts of something?
Stalkers in the open. Watchers on the other side.
Oh shit. Go to the ruins of Gaia Prime. It's all the way over there. We gotta make it through here. Oh shit, yeah. Stalkers already planted their traps. Now I went and upgraded a handful of our weapons. Swapped out a couple mods. Basically, I made our Shadow Hunter bow just full fire arrows. So that's gonna be good. And then just buff the damage on this guy. We'll see how that really works out. Raccoon. It's a watcher. There he is. It's 2 stalkers.
Gotta put up a fight.
Oh shit. Damn. Oh, okay, you're dead. That was fast. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Ah. Damn. Alright, he tripped. Yeah. Okay. Whop. There we go. There we go. Stab. Okay. Okay. Handle those stalkers easy.
Yes.
They get knocked down. Go over. We critical. And they're done. They're done. So. Oh, you got another one? Oh, it's just a watcher. Okay. Sorry, kid. Okay, well that actually went way better than I thought it would. Okay, we got them both. Sick. But it doesn't matter because none of them are here. We already killed them. This is crazy though. These are the ruins of something. Like crashed. Like this isn't something that... It doesn't look like it was built here. And, you know... This doesn't look like it to me. It looks like something from somewhere else. And it ended up here. It's like there's pieces of it breaking all over.
Oh,
it could have exploded, but it doesn't seem like there's like a ground zero for it. Maybe there is. Oh, okay. Actually, can we see it on the map? Not really. It's a rabbit, turkey. See, there's more of it up there. What happened here? Okay, gotta get up there. We're close. We're close. Still gotta make our way up. Quite a distance. Oh. This is nuts. How did they get these up here? Like somebody had to have made the climb and then tacked all these...
Do they think they're guarding Gaia?
I doubt they think at all. More like an instinct, gathering them to her grave.
Oh, are these like the ruins of Gaia Prime? Was like this entire area even down there? all... I think I'm putting it together. Like, the strike that hit Gaia Prime. Is that what did this? Like the reason it's all exploded and messed up? Oof. Oh, go. Okay. Man, my approach better? Possibly. Oh god, there's so many of them. Get across the river. I don't know if this is even gonna help, so I'm just gonna get over here. Oh hey, campfire. Nice. Foolish creatures. Okay. First off, Glint Hawks. Instantly on fire now, which is real nice. We buffed the fire bow quite a bit. Fire arrows. There we go. Okay. Oh god. Okay, you're going on there. You're up there. Shit. Okay. Okay, how can I help? You're gonna get that. You're gonna get some of that. Shit, I keep missing. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, you know... Jeez. Oh my god, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Huh. Smack him in the face. Okay, next. These. Just gonna tie him down. And I kind of want to override him. But he's kind of partially useless. So I took off all of his stuff. So unfortunately, gotta go. However, his weapons are left behind. Which is like easy deletion. Oh. Unfortunate. Let's go, one more. Child's play. Okay. Cool, we're making our way. Don't think... Oh yeah, we need wire. I need wire to craft more of those arrows. So I really should pick these clean.
Need them soon enough.
Okay. Damn, so they're just... Like, they're up here and they're around Gaia Prime, but they're not like protecting it. They're kind of just here. Which is like, okay. But why? What is that? Oh, it's a Ravager cannon. Okay. I think we're good to move forward. I don't think there's anything inherently that I'm missing. So we gotta keep on climbing.
Fighting won't be easy in the snow.
Oof. Alright. Let's go. Things are getting intense. The weather's kicking up. What a time to climb. Wait, do we keep going this way? Oh wait, no, there it is. Ah. Oh, jeez. Let's go. Oh, wait. There we go. This way. Keep going up. We are quite literally scaling the mountain. Oh. Okay. Oh no. Oh shit, a stormbird? Okay. That's fine. We would have thought of Thunderjaw. We fought one of these too, but still.
Correct.
Oh god, okay. Okay, that's fine. Pull him down. Let's go. There it is. Just gotta strip him of all his pieces. Let's go. Not worried about damage immediately. I'm worried about this dude having extra toys. Don't like it. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, that thing. Oh god. Okay, you know what? That makes a good point. Outfits. We have a thing for that. It's right here. Trying to get the blaze on it. Shit. Let's go. Whoa. There is one blaze canister on fire. Hurts, don't it? Shit. Okay. Now. Fuck. Oh my god. Even with this armor, it's still a lot of damage. Okay. Okay, go. Let's go. Try me. Oh yeah. Once I get one in. You're just coming down now. Let's go. Alright, shit. I could override it totally. Okay, this is the thing. I'm trying to get these off. I know I can hit the freeze canisters. That's part of the many multi-layered plan that I clearly have going for us right now. Shit. Right, like the second I start doing the multi-notched arrows, is when I start missing them. Alright, let's just, shit, I'm running low on wire. Should have visited a shop, but then I didn't expect to fight a stormbird. Oh, god. Okay, just gonna just gonna have to nail him. Oh wait. Ah, shit. Okay, what if... electric resistance. Did I get it? Sounded like I got it. Oh, yeah. There it is. Okay, it worked. Oh, God. Okay. Shit. If I can take those off, it seems like it might stop being able to fly really well. Let's go. You're not getting away this time. Get slightly away. Shit. Come on. Let's go. Oh no. Oh god, I remember that. Ah. Yeah, not falling for that again. Okay, so it is very, very capable of not giving a fuck. Okay. Oh. He's a feisty boy. There it is. There, that was a strong hit. Oh, he's stunned. I don't think I can really. Yeah. So, just beat him. It was a power move. I'm sorry.
Oh, right. You've got, Gaia.
Holy shit. Oh my god, we did it. I was kind of funny. I shot him in the ankle. Couldn't handle it. Oh my god. Okay. These things really are... I don't know if they're guarding or they're just hanging out. Maybe they are guarding Gaia. Maybe they know. You know? Because they don't... That's the thing, is like they're not corrupted. But they are just like attacking on sight? Otherwise they just chill.
Gaia's sacrifice.
That's pretty.
It did this.
Pretty nuts.
Cracked the inside of the mountain like it was an egg.
Yes. Quickly now. I've prepared the way ahead for you.
So you've been in here before?
To a point. You'll see.
Oh, damn. Okay. Just in case. I don't know. I don't even know what we're gonna find in here. Oh no. Just in case.
You made a climbing path for me, but left an army of machines for me to deal with?
Since when were machines any obstacle for you? If you could fly, I wouldn't have bothered with the climbing path either.
That's funny. Man, Sylens, he saved us though.
Don't look down.
So he's
down.
He seems pretty trustworthy. Like, he's kind of rude, a little bit of a dick, but he seems to genuinely be helping us out. So, Sylens is pretty cool. Big fan. Just hope I don't Live to regret that.
This is exactly the kind of place I expected to find you in, Sylens.
Hey.
Thank you. It's one of many workshops I've constructed over the years.
Workshops.
There'll be enough time later for you to ransack this place.
You can dig through this later. Like, look at that. What is... Oh,
For years, I tried to get through this hatch. I drilled, I burned, I blasted. But we both know that you won't have any trouble getting through.
You make it sound like I should apologize.
Not at all. It never occurred to me that the way through would not be with force, but with a key. A key in human form. The failure of imagination was mine, not yours.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay, so nobody has been through this.
Looks like you've spent a lot of time here.
19 years ago, a great explosion destroyed this mountain. Gaia's death, your birth. The echo could be heard as far as the claim. Ash darkened the skies. How they fretted in Meridian as they tried to read this omen. The crater burned for weeks, but when it cooled, I was the first to behold what lay within. Over time, the machines closed ranks to protect it. Useful. Soon, no one dared to come here. Except me.
Interesting. Huh.
In her message, Gaia said we could restore her, but after seeing the damage, how could that be?
She said any effort to repair her must come after Hades is destroyed. I concur. Rebuilding the terraforming system now might allow Hades to use it as a weapon. Because of Gaia's sacrifice, it has been forced to search for means that are less convenient.
But do you think it's even possible to restore Gaia?
You know what the cauldrons are capable of. How they fabricate any technology necessary to create a machine. By the same principle, it should be possible to replicate every technology necessary to repair Gaia. But that would take years, and we're counting the time we have left by the hour.
Yeah, I mean, technically possible, but not feasible time-wise.
I thought you might actually be here this time. Actually, here.
Why? My presence is unnecessary. You don't need my help to pass through this door. You were the one born to do this, not me.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of still cool to have you here in person.
It's time for me to head in.
Yes. When you find the Master Override, you will gain the power to defeat Hades.
Shit.
Everything depends on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
Genetic identity confirmed. Entry authorized. Greetings, Dr. Sobek. You are clear to proceed.
The Master Override. The thing that we will be able to use to actually destroy Hades. It's in here. It's in here somewhere. Oh shit, yes. I was hoping we'd have some of these in here. Gaia Prime arrival log.
Logging arrivals. Shan Margot.
Welcome to Frozen Hell. Population 10.
11 counting Gaia.
Don't count your chicken embryos before they're incubated, hon. She's still firing up. Be a while before you eat that omelet.
I'm vegan, Travis. You'd think we'd worked in the same secret base long enough for you to notice.
We weren't scheduled to shack up here for another 3 weeks. You realize I just lost 350 kilos of pre-code smug comics in transit.
Wait, actual physical media? Why didn't you have it digitized?
Can't beat the feel of physical media on your fingers. And in here, we ain't gonna be touching a whole lot else. Figured I was gonna pass the time archiving them. What about you?
Me? Work, I guess. My task queue stretches out for like 3 years. There's a lot of sharp edges to round off. After that, I hadn't really thought about it.
Oh, you will. You're what, 30? Reckon you'll be the one turning the lights off at the end. Food for thought, huh, vegan?
This sucks forever.
Nah, not forever. Just the rest of your life.
Oh my god. Not forever. Just, you know, while you're still alive. Damn.
Mind your footing.
So they made it all the way to Gaia Prime. This is where they activated Gaia. I mean, this is Gaia. This is actually Gaia. It's not just like the other facilities we've been to that's talked about, like building Gaia, what she's supposed to do, the terraforming, all this, you know. This is like actually it. This is where Gaia is. Or was before she, you know, did her thing. Just to try to stop Hades. Because Hades got out of control. But it is an interesting concept that realistically, in a way, she did need Hades. Because if something had gone wrong, she needed to be able to start over. And she cares, they built her to care too much. And when I say like care too much, like she cares about creating and protecting, so she wouldn't be able to, you know, stop everything, delete it and start over again. She would have to, yo, power cell,
this
holy
should be the last
shit.
power cell I need to get to that ancient armor I found.
Yes. Okay. Y'all know what we're doing after this then. Getting that sweet armor. Hell yeah. Bitchin'. But no, 100% like, damn, how do I get up there? Can I climb up here? Well, I'll probably just go back down this way. Oh, ow. Yeah, we'll go the forward way.
Guess that's my way across.
But no, I was just saying, like, it's interesting that it makes sense why she needs.
Think, Aloy, just do it.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh, this is terrible.
It's
damn it.
held like this for 19 years, right?
Well,
don't answer.
Don't answer that. But basically, the point of my thought is it's interesting how she needs Hades, and Hades' programming, the way he's designed, makes sense, and it is a good thing because it's basically designed to wipe the slate clean so that Gaia can start again. However, with something so simple as like a glitch and an issue, and then whatever was that like lightning that struck Gaia that set all of them apart and Hades on his own thing, the programming that Hades was designed for is immediately turned into something terrible. Even though it was designed to be a good thing in combination with Gaia. It's just interesting. Ooh. Oh, okay. You know what? That works.
Not this way. Maybe further up the shaft.
Alright. Just gotta work our way back up. Ugh. This crazy guy just like exploded. Now, whatever struck her I don't know if it was like actually lightning, because it's like red lightning. So is it something
This
different?
must have been where they lived. What's left of it. Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal.
It's wild. Oh. Yeah, I guess this, yeah, this is where they were sleeping while they were really working on Gaia.
Record. I just woke up. I see the numbers, but can't make out the time. I was dreaming of... I was giving a lecture in Q Hall. Maybe it was something more shamanistic. I don't know. An audience of shadowy faces under a blank open sky. I told them the world ended with a bang. A plague of robots. With the last humans. We went out, not with a whimper, but a whisper. You know, in caves, ending like we started, huddled around a flickering glow. The heads of state, the Fortune 5s, the leaders, and lottery winners, and life cults, all of them buried in their little shelters. Some believing they'll live it out some way, somehow, or Elysium, or us here at Gaia Prime, no different. A multitude of tiny societies taking hold, flaring, dying. Some will be beautiful, some horrific, and none of them matter. Short-term civilizations. One last gasp before the long-held breath. Before I wake up, I know the audience is gone. I'm talking to myself, to a quiet planet, a barren sphere. Just Gaia, and her long, long dreaming. I hope she won't be lonely.
Damn. It's always cool hearing the insights into what everybody was thinking. All this was all going down. And, just like, yeah, Gaia did seem to be, I don't want to say like human, but they did seem to actually program genuine emotion and care. Like, it seemed like Gaia actually, like, cared about things. Especially that line that a couple of you quoted in the comments. You know, like, no, I know you too well. You know, knowing that she wouldn't give up. Elizabeth.
Evacuation happened so fast. No time to think things through. No time for goodbyes. There were lines in the medical ward. I told Tom Pake I'd be with him when he went under. But there was one last shipment of Paradiseidae zygotes I could get processed if I rushed. I'm still angry at him for forcing me to choose. Angry at myself for... Well, he died alone. And I didn't get the bloody birds of paradise saved either. All the time left in the world now to think. Gaia Prime's locks are sealed. Elysium sealed up, safe and sound. A distance of miles, but it might as well be on the other side of the galaxy. All the betas and gammas and support staff living their lives. If I hadn't been an alpha, if things had gone differently, I could have been there. Instead, I'm spending the rest of my unnatural life in here with people I don't even like. And without the one I would have gladly spent my life with. Given a chance. 2 hours since I signed off on the final executables, and I'm already a bitter old man bitching to his focus. There's a thought for future generations.
That's sad. So this is all like, these were at the last moments of them like making it work. When it was, well, when it was done, all they had to do was wait. Oh boy. Alright. We're getting there though. It's a pretty big facility.
Elizabeth's room.
Oh.
I know it. She didn't even get a chance to unpack. These are her journals. Elizabeth's journals. And they're all destroyed?
Scan them.
What?
The Focus can rebuild them, but the process is slow.
Oh.
To us, it seems a powerful device, but its engine is tiny and limited.
How slow?
Days, weeks, years. Concern yourself with stopping Hades and extending the future, and you might live long enough to hear them.
Hopefully we can. I'm curious. Gaia's journals. We have that in, oh, they're not ready yet. Okay, yeah, literally. So, just gotta give it some time, and it'll, the Focus will fix it. It's kind of fascinating, actually. Even though they're destroyed, the Focus can rebuild. Pretty cool. Where's the... Oh, shit.
What is this?
Yeah, that's her. We're in the big room. Right, let's see what this is all about.
This is Charles Ronson. I'm logging this 6 hours after final deployment of Gaia Prime. This morning, an access port seal malfunctioned. Gaia Prime's port seals were designed to close with a seam of less than 2 millimeters. But this one closed with a 10 millimeter gap. Enough for an energy signature to bleed through. Enough for the swarm to detect this facility.
Oh shit.
Enough for Gaia to be discovered and destroyed. Enough to end the future we worked so hard to make possible. Unless the hatch servos were manually re-engaged from the outside. I'm now switching to a recording of the event.
Well, I'm not going out there. Not what I signed up for.
Either we send someone out, or all of this was for nothing.
It should be Liz's decision.
So when is she going to get here?
She said 5 minutes. You don't think...
Oh no. Okay, everyone. I've repaired the seal. Gaia?
Seal closure at 1.4 millimeters. Confirmed.
Elizabeth, no. We'll find a way to bring you back in.
It's not gonna happen. The swarm's too close. Really. It's alright. Gaia's complete. She'll take care of things from here on out. That's what she does.
Not like this. There's so much we...
Guys, you know me. I'm no good at endings. At letting things end, so, let's not.
So... happy trails, Liz. And, see you around.
Yeah. Take care of each other, alright?
Liz.
I'm okay with this. I want to go home. Goodbye.
Oh, God.
That was the last transmission of Elizabeth Sobek. She gave everything for the hope of life on this planet. And we are all in her debt.
Shit. Oh, there's... okay. Holy shit, so she went out there to close the door, but they wouldn't be able to bring her back in. So she did. She sacrificed herself to save everything. That's so sad. I mean, it's incredible, but it's sad. Oh, from Ted Farrow.
Hell, Liz. I know you're never gonna hear this. That's not the point. You got to play the savior and the martyr all at once this time. Great work.
Damn. Travis Tate.
Look, Liz, you're a pretty stand-up gal. I'm sorry you died. If you had a home to go to, I hope you got there first. But this monument Ronson's made to you? Kinda creepy if you ask me. Rest in peace, Liz. God knows you earned it.
Yeah, she really did. I see now, yeah, it's a memorial. It's like her and the flowers. Oh, God.
You'd hate it, Liz, but I wrote you a eulogy. I had to try to express all your children. After all Apollo has taught them, they'll think they know everything. But they have to understand what you did for them. How you loved the whole world so much. With an intensity that was dazzling. Bruising. And in the end, it killed you. Or you died for it. Different perspectives. No one could keep up with you, live up to you. I don't know, maybe if I hadn't taken that postdoc in Joburg. I'm glad you shot down the Lightkeeper protocol in the end. I don't think I could have taken seeing another one of you. I mean, Elizabeth Sobek. There's only one. I miss you.
Damn. And so there was a protocol for her to be, I mean, be what basically became Aloy, but she didn't want that. But Gaia did it.
Aloy?
Think.
She's gone. Really gone.
You knew she couldn't have survived, Aloy. And her achievements were beyond exceptional.
Well, her people figured she was the one who took responsibility. The only one who could.
She was better than them.
That's not what I said.
She was. You shouldn't be afraid to admit it.
Not in the way you mean. You just don't get it. Stop acting like a machine. It's like, yeah.
Can't you just for one moment stop calculating and let yourself feel? She sacrificed herself for her friends, for the future, for life on Earth. Doesn't that stir anything in you? The generosity of it.
You're trying to invest her decision with something magical. It was a rational choice, not based on sentimentality.
You're wrong. Remember, she knew it wasn't enough for Gaia to think. She taught Gaia to feel. To care, to sacrifice, to believe in life. Enough to fight against hopelessness. If it wasn't for that sentimentality, life would have ended. You and I would never have existed.
Your argument is sound. I'm sorry for your loss.
She said she wanted to go home. Maybe.
What?
Nothing. It's time to go on.
Maybe what? What, maybe we can find her her home? Interesting. I will say, the fact that Sylens even apologized at all there. It's like, sorry for your loss. That was a big step for him. You know, it's nice. Core control log.
Hello, Margot. How are you holding up?
Dr. Ronson, I've been getting a lot of messages, unsolicited messages from Ted.
Margot, I'm sorry. With Liz gone, we've got no one to run interference with him. I'll talk to Ted. He mostly wants updates, constant updates, hundreds of updates on things he knows nothing about. Liz used to field all of his crap.
He doesn't understand the systems at all. That was kind of by design. But he's getting pretty sketchy with me.
We just have to keep him happy. Liz always said, keep him happy.
Are you kidding? You ever hear how she talked to him?
She was managing him, Margot.
I mean, maybe I should ignore him. He's buried in his pyramid with the Hola Hola girls and Panta Antimod cuckoos.
Oh my god.
What can you do?
What? Oh god. Oh, Ted. Ted, you crazy man. I mean, he funded all of it, so really, I guess just try not make things harder on everybody. If he's happy, then everybody else is less miserable by proxy. Master override. You gotta be getting close, right? The future.
What are we gonna plug into their heads, Les? A whole lot of history? A whole lot of so-called truth? A whole lot of noise? It's not pablum, Les. It's poison.
Damn. Talking about the guys in the facility? Like everybody here? Or are you talking about like the new generations?
There's another section at the back of the crater. Looks like it survived the blast.
Damn.
Because it was armored, you found the control room.
I'm on my way.
Oh, is that something? Oh, just another hologram. See, Aloy. I don't like it when the mountain shakes. It's concerning. Alright, we are making our way and it's going just fine. God damn it. Oh. What a nightmare. The solution from Ted Farrow.
I've been taking a hard look at the project. In the end, it's simple. It's clean. It's clear. Erasure. Addition by subtraction. I can make it better, Liz. With a single stroke, make it all go away.
I really don't like the direction this is going.
Continue.
Yeah, the way he's talking, it's a little, what? Is he having his own thoughts about everything? Does he have input? The way he's talking, I don't like it. Oh, these are sketchy. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Oh, there's a couple of them. Oh, everybody's in here.
What?
Did they all just die in here?
When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
Because there was none inside the chamber.
But The Alphas were in there.
Oh, shit. Fuck. They just died in here because they couldn't breathe.
I'm locked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance? Oh no.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen, okay?
Oh god.
To what I'm about to say. This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. And what I'm trying to say is, I can't stop thinking about the ones who'll come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted. We've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
Ted, it doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone, all of it, every copy.
Sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice, it's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard! Millennia of culture.
I'm sorry.
Holy shit.
Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence, innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Venting atmosphere.
Oh, shit. What the fuck, Ted? Oh my god. Holy shit. That's why Apollo was never accessible to them in the cradles, because he fucking purged it. He deleted everything. The entire history of the world that was collected in Apollo, he deleted because he believed the knowledge that they had, everything that they knew, everything that they were, all that history would just basically give them what? They would end up in the same scenario again with that knowledge at some point. And then he just killed everybody here. Just like, holy shit, dude. Oh my god.
He killed them all.
So this is why. This is why we were trapped in benighted ignorance for an innocent future. Blameless men. He never saw the slaughter in the Sun Ring. Everything these people achieved, all the knowledge of the old ones, evaporated, turned to dust, scattered to the void, like the Alphas themselves.
No. Not a void. When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion, Sylens. Hope.
Hope. I hope that none of the information, none of the knowledge, none of the weight of the past would affect the future, I guess. Aside from, all this. I don't know. That's still like, it's still crazy.
The Master Override. It's so small.
Now all you have to do is kill Hades with it.
What? Yeah, that's so tiny. What am I gonna do? Just go plug it in? Throw it like a grenade? Like... Oh, yeah, I wanted to go in here first, but things happened. Oh my god. That's crazy. Now we actually know what happened to Apollo. And it was that it was actually deleted by Ted. Shut down. That's why it never worked. It never happened. So it wasn't just like all the knowledge of the world.
The Master Override doesn't override gravity.
Thanks for that. Oh man. Oh wait, yeah, that's where I was about to just loop back through. That's right, we came down this way. So we gotta go back up. Get over there. How do we get over there? Oh wait, it's on this wall. Okay. Putting it together. We're doing fine. Everything's going great. And up here. We head back into the entryway where his tinker shop is. Guess we can... It gets us out of here, which is really the big thing. I like that the mountain's shaking. I don't trust it. Hades is only growing stronger.
You're here.
Oh, hey.
For a moment.
Holy crap.
What?
Our journey together has come to an end, Aloy. But before I go, I think I owe it to you to tell you the rest of the story.
Go on.
Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the eclipse. But I never told you the full extent of my culpability.
True.
The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered. Such knowledge, you have no idea.
And in exchange?
I helped create the eclipse. Helped it build a cult, an army to do its will.
Holy shit.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because your success depends on knowing this. When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire. Not Meridian. The Spire. Now why would that be?
The Spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. Its code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Pharaoh robots, shut down their biomatter conversion systems. Hades wants to send a new transmission.
Oh shit.
To wake the machines, so they can devour the world all over again.
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my conclusion as well.
So the Eclipse, the robots they've resurrected, they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the Spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
Shit. So even though the Eclipse are serving Hades, Hades is still gonna kill them. Like, Hades doesn't give a shit. Oh, man. God damn it. Oh. This is gonna be something. This is gonna be something.
I want you to tell me everything. Hades, the Eclipse. Everything.
It's a long story, Aloy.
Then get started.
It began with a focus, recovered from an ancient ruin, as yours was so many years ago. In my case, the device was heavily damaged. There was just a flicker of life in it. I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, I succeeded. A whole new dimension of perception revealed, right before my eyes. That's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, something was searching, just like I was.
A real kindred spirit.
I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of the Jewel.
Damn. So like him, the second he got his focus working and everything, Hades was sending out signals. Damn.
So you thought it was a titan? An old war machine?
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The Grave Horde, for example. But this was different. This was not quite dead. It couldn't speak when I found it, until my repairs gave it a voice. So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted to know everything about our world, its tribes and machines. But the Spire was always its foremost concern.
Curious. So he repaired Hades. So Hades was broken at one point.
What did it want to know about the Spire?
Its precise location, the surrounding geography, who controlled the land. Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me many of the intricacies of ancient technology. It bid me to recover and repair more focuses. Before long, I had a couple dozen up and running.
Enough to equip a small army.
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much. Physics, calculus. You have no idea.
Damn. Oof.
And the Shadow Karja? How did they become involved?
The Karja Civil War was a happy coincidence. A perfect opportunity.
An opportunity? That's what it was to you?
Yes. Overnight, half the tribe was in exile, desperate to win back Holy Meridian. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their mythology. So yes, it was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the eclipse was born. Anything to win back Holy Meridian.
Damn. So the buried shadow in their religion wasn't actually Hades, but like he told them it was. And I don't know if like one came before the other, like if there was a buried shadow and then he was like, oh, that's Hades, or by introducing them to Hades they'd created the buried shadow. But either way, wow, perfectly manipulated them into working for Hades.
But Hades didn't care about Meridian. And neither did you.
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished tribes. What were a few more? Besides,
damn,
I was too busy setting up the cult's focus network to Hades' specifications. A thrilling technical challenge. Especially with the alterations I included of my own design.
The ability for you to spy on them.
Yes. I may have been foolish enough to serve Hades, but I was never so foolish that I trusted it. I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network.
Ooh.
Secret access, empowering me to monitor all activity and communications.
That was pretty smart, actually, that he did that.
What made you turn on Hades? It certainly wasn't your conscience.
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot. With my technology. I questioned Hades about its intentions.
A little late?
Indeed, I'd already outlived my usefulness. When I completed work on the Focus Network, Hades summoned me to receive my reward. The next moment, I heard it broadcast my kill order. I've been a fugitive ever since.
Holy shit. So Hades has been just as manipulative. Wow.
So when did I come into this? Our path together?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected. That got my attention.
I bet.
A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old world. Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus inside the Nora mountain. The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature and usefulness. Through you, I could finally discover the secrets of the Earth. I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success. The rest, as they used to say, is history.
As they say. Is there nothing you won't do for knowledge? You've done what you could to make up for your mistakes. End it a little bit more, you know, better, as much as he's done bad things, but he's admitting to them, and he does kind of, in a way, kind of regret doing it. Even though he did get a lot of knowledge out of it, he is kind of the reason Hades is back up and running and doing all of this. And he did help us, so...
You've done terrible things, Sylens. But you've also done what you could to undo them. I can't say you've balanced the scale, but at least you've tried.
To be clear, Aloy, I would do it all again. A few more safeguards, perhaps. But basically the same.
Really? So much for learning from mistakes.
I've done all I can. From here on out, the rest is up to you. Take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Exactly.
Oh, no problem.
Oh boy.
Sylens! Where will you go?
Elsewhere. And everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
Damn. That's kind of sad now. Like, Sylens is gone. You know? Shit. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, he's like, could totally do it again, which is like, god damn it. You know, did you learn nothing? I was just so proud of you. But probably be a lot smarter next time, I guess. Got a bunch of these. Intercepted transmission.
Task is complete. Yes. The Focus Network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. But I remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing? Data has been compiled. Volume too great for transfer. How inconvenient for me. Come before me. You shall receive your reward. Very well. Helis. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Sylens.
Oh shit.
Sylens. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
Man, dude didn't wait a second. He's just like, come before me, you got your reward. He's like, great. Immediately, speed dials, Helis is like, yo, I need you to kill this guy. Like, oh my god. Quantum processing, that's what he wanted to, that's what he wanted.
They're coming. Preparations are complete. Ah, loosen the Bahamas. Behold, as I promised you.
What manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing. Stay! Stay your ground, Karja in shadow!
Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow.
The buried shadow? I don't understand.
Did Araman understand the glint hawk that perched upon the alight?
It speaks scripture.
Holy shit.
Araman followed the shadow cast from the spire.
To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded.
You will follow the shadow once more.
I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O shadow of prophecy?
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Of our obedience you can be certain.
Wow. So Hades really did just he took on the whole buried shadow thing and he manipulated them. It's terrifyingly impressive.
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it? Entity is not known. I'm called Sylens, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name? Hades. You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine. Divine timeline. Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Karja Sundam's reign. Divine Karja. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me. Titan Flame merely houses intellect. Define Karja. Now that's more like it.
Interesting. So Hades is in that just as like a housing. It's not actually I don't know. We'll probably know more when we get to it. This is interesting. Craft lance. So we put this bad boy on there. And we just stab Hades. And we win. Yo, that's cool. Recovered a powerful weapon. Wait, is that our spear now? Oh, hell yeah. Dude, that's so cool. That is actually really cool. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the lighting on it. It's so rad.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. But the Spire...
Oh god, this is gonna be nuts. Holy shit. Okay, so for real, we're running out of time for this episode. Thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been insane. And I know this episode was a lot longer than normal. So, we had to get through it. We had to go. It was amazing. We learned so much. It's chaotic. Then we have to go to the Palace of the Sun. Let the Sun King know. Meet up with the Nora. Figure out exactly what we're going to do next. or to approach Hades. Especially if he's getting stronger and he's kind of preparing for things. Like, I worry he's not going to be stuck in that location for too long. So we got to go. So for real, let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.